everyone, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a 12 by 12 layout with you using the beautiful Willow Lane collection from Maggie Holmes. So the first thing that I'm going to do is have a look through the 12 by 12 paper pad to find my background paper. There are so many beautiful patterns in this collection that I wanted to pick one I wouldn't mind too much if it got a little bit covered up. So I find this beautiful pink and cream chevron paper, and then I'm using my Fiskars trimmer to trim down my photo to its 3 by 4 size to then put that aside to start working on the layout. So the first thing we're going to do on this layout is take some of my Dylusions paint in white linen and a Tim Holtz ink dauber, and we're going to trace very lightly a circle in the background. It's not too precise and I'm not using a lot of paint. I'm using only what was in the lid and dabbing that off. I'm then going to take some of my Nuvo Mousse embellishment paste. I'm taking first of all the peony pink and I'm just applying that in a few places, and then I'm going to be blending it out and softening it up a little bit. Again, using the Tim Holtz ink dauber. I am using a different one for each colour, but I find it worked really well to blend it in. I'm then taking the Pacific Teal Nuvo Mousse and I'm adding those into the opposites of where I placed the pink colour and then blending that out as well. And I really love these colours together. I didn't think I would enjoy them together quite as much, and I've never used these Nuvo Mousses before and they were like applying butter to your layout. They were so soft and creamy. I'm then going to take some more of my Dylusions white paint and I'm going to add that over the top just to soften it a little bit more, to mute those colours down and to also help it blend just that little bit better. I'm then going to take the bubblegum pink Dylusions ink spray to add some splatters in a few clusters all around the layout. I'm going to add these rather generously and then I'm going to use some paper towel to mop them up. I'm going to be adding a few layers of splatters instead of using one thick layer, as I do find I always end up smudging them if I don't dab up any of the colour. I'm then going to be taking the blush Heidi Swapp Colour Shine and going over those same places with some splatters. Again, I'm using rather a generous amount of splatters. I do like splatters and I love the way that they look on a pattern such as this. I'm then going to take another coat of the bubblegum pink ink and I'm going to add some more splatters, and I'm going to leave these to dry naturally so that the colour might be a little more vivid than it was the first time round. Once I've done that, I'm going to show you another one of the beautiful papers from this collection. I fussy cut some of the butterflies from this and now I'm just going to be choosing which ones I'm going to want to use on this layout. I do decide to use the royal blue and the pink and yellow ones as I feel that they go best with my background so far. I then want to add some paper layers behind my photo as it's so small, so I'm actually going to just first apply some double-sided sticky tape to the back of my photo and then we're going to have a look. So I was going to go straight to that pink paper which I was on before, but I decided that this cut apart sheet in the front has lots of beautiful patterns that I may not use them as cards, but they would work great for layering pieces. So first of all, I'm just going to be chopping them up so that I can actually cut out the individual cards, and then I will be using this peach paper and this navy paper behind my photo for the basis of my layers. Once I've added those, I still felt like it wasn't enough and that I didn't really coordinate perfectly, so I'm going to use a piece of this pink and purple paper behind those layers. I'm just going to trim it down with my scissors and then add some double-sided sticky tape to put it in place. I feel that the pink really helps it to blend in to the background a little bit better, so I'm just going to put that in place and then we can move on with the next part of the layout. So now I wanted to start building the big parts of this layout. Obviously I've created with the mixed media in the background a wreath of sorts, and so I knew I was looking for some things I could use in clusters on that wreath. As beautiful as the Willow Lane collection is, it surprised me how little florals there were. There was only 2 florals in the ephemera pack, so I'm going to use both of those florals, so the yellow flower and that pink flower underneath the photo. I'm then going to use some extra flowers which I have from the Flourish Botanicals ephemera pack. So that white flower, and I believe I'm going to use another pink and another yellow flower as well, and I'm going to place those in the clusters where the butterflies are. I'm going to build those up with some different florals, and I will add in some extra leaves as well. One of the things that I find the most fantastic about Maggie Holmes is how well all of her collections coordinate. It doesn't matter which collection or range you take from, they all work so beautifully together, and it was really great to use a mixture of supplies as well. Quite often I find when new collections come out, you forget about the other ones and they're just as pretty, you just don't want to use them because you know you've got new pretty goodies. So it was really fun to mix and match these, to use the different colours and textures and styles of florals as well. I also had this bingo ticket, which was another crepe paper random embellishment, and it didn't fit to stand up behind my photo layers, but it did work sideways to add just a little bit of glitter and shimmer behind those layers to add a bit of extra interest. I'm also going to be using one of my white doilies behind there. So I first of all added that bingo card, and then I'm just going to use a little piece of double-sided sticky tape just to secure this doily to the back of my photo cluster as well. I will then just check that it fits perfectly where I wanted it to in between those clusters, which it does. So I'm then going to stick everything down. So all I've got left to stick down now is my butterflies. I'm just securing the middle of these with double-sided sticky tape. I wanted to be able to manipulate and move their wings up, as I think the butterflies look best when they are fluttering. Once my butterflies are in place, I'm going to take the 12x12 chipboard sheet, and I find these beautiful golden floral flourishes, and I add one to the bottom cluster and one to the top of this wreath, and they are so delicate and pretty. It was perfect for this layout. I then have another look and I find this pink heart, and I'm actually going to first of all think I'm going to put it straight on the layout, but I will put that aside. I found it very difficult to get the stickers out of this chipboard sheet, which was very strange. So I then put that aside and I get the 12x12 cardstock stickers, and so I'm having a look through those, and I find this black banner word sticker that says "some kind of wonderful," and that's actually going to be my title for this layout. That goes straight in the middle of my wreath, and I think it looks perfect there. I'm also going to find a mustard yellow scalloped label, which I'm going to tuck between my flower and my photo. I'm going to take my black jelly roll pen and I'm going to add some journaling. This photo and layout is about when I accepted my sister asking me to be her maid of honour, and I gave her some gifts. My sister got married a week ago actually, so I have so many photos to catch up on, and this is the first one I'm documenting. I'm now just going to have another look at those cardstock stickers, and I find a tiny floral sticker which I'm just going to add, and that's going to finish up my layout. I've really enjoyed this layout. It's a quick one for me. I really hope you've enjoyed the process. I'm sorry I haven't been creating any videos for a while. I've been very poorly, but I am so glad to be back. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you'd like to see more videos from me, and I will be back very soon with another process.